Irving. Luka Doncic, remember, is injured with a calf strain right now.
Right.
And under league rules, you have to get medicals approved before a trade happens. So obviously, the Lakers, if they are...
And that's the case for a lot of people. Yeah, now Matisse has had that face on ever since Denny came over here. And I showed Denny, because Denny didn't believe me. Now they're still trying to figure it out.
That was fascinating.
And so it is a stunning development.
And just around us here, all the folks that are, looking at their phones, scanning their phones, and the chatter, you can kind of tell people are a little bit surprised. Yeah, what? So yeah, you can tell now she does not like that trade. You can tell.
Well, they probably had Lakers tickets. They knew that the Lakers were coming to town right after the All-Star break, and it'd be a chance to see.
Massive trade happening in the NBA right now. The Dallas Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. It's a 3-team deal that includes Utah, according to our Shams Charania, who we might hear from later on. In the meantime, let's now say hello to Stephen A. Smith, who, of course, is on our NBA Countdown desk. And Stephen A., what a blockbuster to drop on a Saturday night, but nonetheless, here we are. Luka Doncic going to the Lakers, Anthony Davis going to the Dallas Mavericks. What's your reaction?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked like most, if not the entire basketball world appears to be. It's not something that you would have ever anticipated, primarily from the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic is a global star. He's a global superstar in this game. You know what he can bring to the table. He's fresh off an appearance in the NBA Finals. He's 25 years of age. He's a perennial all-star and a 25-point-per-game scorer, averaging 28 points a game this year, even though he only played 22 games. Nobody would have thought that you would think to trade Luka Doncic. So there's a lot of speculation as to why that may have happened. Did he want out? Did something happen that the team said, okay, enough's enough, let's get rid of him? We don't know the answers to that question at this particular moment in time, but that's speculation. And then when you look on the Anthony Davis side, this is a guy that's a big-time player. He's an all-star. He's one of the elite defensive players in the game of basketball, a rim protector, a scorer, good for 25 and 12 a night, etc. And the Lakers moving away from him, what does that say in terms of their message to LeBron? LeBron James is 40 years of age in his 22nd season. You're looking to compete for a championship. Anthony Davis himself was on the record saying we need a 5 so I can get to my natural position at the 4, and I think that's what we could use in order to move forward and potentially win a championship. By this move happening, the Lakers have no rim protector. Luka nor LeBron James can do that. So the season, in a lot of people's eyes, is a wash for the Los Angeles Lakers. And it appears like they've said to LeBron James, I'm sorry, maybe another time. But we're certainly not going to be thinking about a championship this year when we have nothing on our front court after losing Anthony Davis. And so that's what you're looking at right now. It's a whole bunch of questions, a whole bunch of intrigue, and a shocker, maybe the biggest shock of a trade that many of us have seen in NBA history.
We bring in Shams Charania, who broke this trade, and the internet. Shams, how did this deal materialize?
This deal materialized in the shadows. This came out of nowhere. This is maybe the most stunning trade, definitely that I've been a part of in recent NBA history, as far as it was never clearly out there. And you saw two teams in Rob Pelinka with the Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harrison there, doing this deal. And I'm told Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, the players, coaches, a lot of people on both sides with the Mavericks and Lakers had no idea. I can assuredly tell you it's a fact. LeBron James had no idea this was coming. Anthony Davis had no idea this was coming. I'm told Luka Doncic is still stunned about this trade. But when you look at the totality of what just occurred, Luka Doncic is a 25-year-old, like you said, mega star, perennial all-NBA player. He's someone that you think of as untouchable, as a guy that's never going to be traded. I'm told that the Mavericks actually approached the Lakers and offered Luka Doncic a few days ago in a trade. Very recently, the Mavericks went out. They knew exactly who they wanted. They wanted Anthony Davis. That's the player that if they were ever going to trade Luka Doncic, if this was even a thought that was going to cross their mind, it was for AD. And so the Mavericks called the Lakers, offered Luka Doncic, and that's when the Lakers had to huddle internally. They've never offered Anthony Davis ever in a trade. But if you're going to get offered Luka Doncic, that's when Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, and that organization, they had to meet. And it's Luka Doncic at the end of the day. And they went out, and he's a 25-year-old player. For the next decade, you can look at him as the face of your franchise. And on the other side, with the Mavericks, you have someone who's 31. He's in the prime of his career. He wants to win a championship now, Anthony Davis does. And you pair him with Kyrie Irving, who he's friends with and close with. Jason Kidd coached him on the 2020 championship Lakers. Jared Dudley, there's other members of that coaching staff that he's very close with. And Nico Harrison, he has a relationship with through Nike. So you take the curtains back, and it makes a lot of sense in many ways. But this coming right now, it's the most stunning trade that I've definitely been a part of.
What do you make of this trade, first and foremost?
I was on my way to Mastro's, man, to go get me something to eat, what I like to do best. And I had to turn around to come into the studio because this is the most shocking trade in NBA history. But guess what? Both sides won. Dallas won in the aspect of they showing the world that, hey, we believe in Kyrie Irving. And if we pair Anthony Davis with the pieces that we have in this system, and P.J. Washington, Spencer Dinwiddie, the guys that we have, we're seeing that Oklahoma City Thunder is the only team that looks really stable and a legit threat in the Western Conference. We can make some noise. And then on the Lakers standpoint, they're looking at it and saying, hey, should we leverage our future and try to keep LeBron James and Anthony Davis together? What is a piece that we could go get to move the needle? It's not one. So how about going get an international superstar in Luka Doncic that we could build, and a guy that could come in and represent one of the most historic franchises in the history of sports, the Lakers, in great fashion? Both sides won, in my opinion. I'm curious to see what went on behind the scenes with the Dallas Mavericks to make them, because we just saw that Shams reported that the Dallas approached the Lakers. Mm-hmm. What went on to make them trade Luka Doncic is what I want to know.
How do the Lakers figure to get around that issue?
Well, if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, understand that there's a level of urgency that's no longer there. Luka Doncic has been hurt. He was expected to be back as of February 8th, but that wasn't even in the Dallas Mavericks' control from what I'm being told. Obviously, he has his own team, and he could say he's coming back February 8th, but that was going to be determined by somebody else. So because of that, now you're in Los Angeles. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, yes, LeBron James is phenomenal and fantastic, as he showcased yet again last night against my New York Knicks, put on an absolute show. But he is 40 in his 22nd season. He is crawling, if not sprinting, towards being the past. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers and you're thinking about the future, Anthony Davis, is phenomenal and fantastic as he is, isn't necessarily box office. So you're looking at the Los Angeles Lakers, the business of being the Los Angeles Lakers. They need box office appeal. They need a reason for folks to walk through the turnstiles. And in that, you've got a 28-point-per-game scorer who's 25 years of age, who's a 6'7" point guard, can score at will on anybody, any damn time he wants to. Now you're asking him to represent Laker Nation, the brand that is Los Angeles and is the Lakers, and you're asking him simply to be dedicated and come there in shape. This could be a wake-up call for Luka Doncic because I'm sure he's not going to like hearing that he is somebody that was considered petulant and perpetually out of shape, having to work himself into shape. He was an individual that got ready as opposed to somebody who came ready, and there was a difference. And so if you're looking at it from the Lakers standpoint, you've got all the time in the world to get things straight with him because he is the present and the future. But that wasn't going to be the case in Dallas. They believe they have a legitimate shot to win a championship. They now have an elite player on their front court. They know they have an elite player in their back court. They were in the finals last year. They're watching OKC arrive. They know that the Houston Rockets are coming. The Memphis Grizzlies are nothing to sneeze at. Denver cannot be ignored. They felt they had to do something. and this is what their position is. Nico Harrison and Jason Kidd are about trying to capture a championship. They're not about trying to sit around and watch and spectate and watch Luka Doncic do his thing at his pace. As terrific and phenomenal as he is as a player, they believe they needed to upgrade. They certainly have done so defensively. Offensively, we shall see.
This is not really about the Lakers. It's not really about LeBron. This is about the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic. This move, in the moment here, believe is one of the most stunning trades, one of the biggest and most stunning trades in the history of the league. And obviously, because it is involving a legacy franchise and a legacy player like the Lakers and LeBron, we're going to tend to focus on that. But that's not where the fascinating part is here, is my phone has exploded with agents and executives and players and all people with the game. The focus in the league is the Dallas Mavericks' decision to trade Luka Doncic here. This is basically a rebuke of him. This is them saying that they don't think they can win with him. They're worried about the kind of defense he plays. They're worried about the kind of way he keeps himself in condition. They're worried, obviously, about his ability to focus at the biggest moments. As you know, Phil, I have felt this way about Luka before, but I have always felt he would get past it. I would felt that would be part of his story. He is 25 years old and he has already qualified for the Supermax, which he was eligible to sign this year. There was no way he wasn't going to sign that contract. He was going to be committed to the Dallas Mavericks. This was a player who was locked in. It was going to be a question of, could he win 2 or 3 MVPs? Could he win 1 or multiple championships? And it was the Dallas Mavericks who are pulling the plug on that. And not only that, they are not auctioning him off. They are not letting the league know, come to us with your highest bid. This was a pocket deal. This was like a $1 billion mansion changing hands where there was only one bidder as far as we know. And not only that, they didn't even get the entire package from the Lakers. Yes, they got Anthony Davis. They didn't get Austin Reeves. They only got one of the 2 first-round picks. The Lakers are still holding a first-round pick. How can you trade Luka Doncic and not have the second first-round pick? I mean, that's a minor footnote. Okay, now let me switch over to the Lakers, because the Mavericks side of this is the far, far more fascinating move. Far, far, far more fascinating move. But okay, switch to the Lakers. LeBron has dreamed about playing with Luka Doncic for years. This is something he never thought, but he badly, badly wanted. When Luka was deciding where he was going to go within Nike, LeBron pressed him very hard to come to his shoe brand within Nike. He ended up going with the Jordan brand, but he was trying to recruit him then. He saw a vision of the 2 of them playing together. A couple of years ago, Kyrie Irving tried to get LeBron to figure out a way to get to Dallas. And LeBron said, no, Kyrie, come to LA. But, the reason that Kyrie wanted to think to see if that was possible when LeBron was a free agent was because he knew that the Luka-LeBron connection was there. So I'd have to think about it and see them play together. But while LeBron is losing a teammate that he's won a championship with, and I'm sure when he was brought with this, he was in shock. I haven't spoken to him or heard from him, but I have to assume that he will have a lot of excitement because he has dreamed of this, and I'm sure he thought it was never going to happen in his career.